What is up, Copper family? Hey, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. We have one that is just crazy special. I'm looking forward to this. Felicia is my personal therapist. You guys have met Brock, you guys have met Tanner, and now you get to meet Felicia. And so I'm so excited. So I'm going to go over the kind of the guidelines of kind of what we're doing. As you guys know, today's guest has a spotlight. So they're going to have all my focus and attention, and I will be checking the chat. And she did say that she would love to answer any questions during the live. So we're not just going to have a specific time for a Q&A. We will just have a Q&A whenever. And so make sure you put a Q at the beginning of the comment, and I will ask. And make sure that, because she is a plethora of knowledge. She is amazing. She has helped me immensely. She's helped me get out of a lot of stupid things that I have kept in my mind. And so just so you know, if you have been here from the start, just let everyone know kind of what's going on, kind of like what I tell you every time. And so that so talk, guys, connect with each other, encourage each other, be a part of the conversation, because this community grows because of you, and this space exists because of you, so that we can learn, so we can feel, so that we can apply something real into our lives. Because Copper Johns is be proud of who you are, and the goal is growth, not perfection. And so, guys, I let me introduce you to her real quick, and I am then we'll just throw her right in. So I hope this works. So Felicia is a certified hypnotist, a high performance coach who helps athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders create identity level change. She blends hypnosis, nervous system regulation, mindset training, and energy work. She guides people beyond service level discipline and true eternal mastery. She is a mother of five, a mastery manifester. Felicia is known for helping people and others accomplish what is felt impossible by rewiring who they are, not just what they do. And I will tell you this, I have learned a lot from Felicia. She is amazing, and I'm looking forward to you guys getting to know her a little bit. So again, ask her questions right away. Thank you so much for being here. And remember, we have our live on Friday where it's just me and Q&A, and we can just talk. So here we go. Felicia, thank you so much for being on.
You're so awesome, Tyson. Thank you. It's so fun hearing you read all of that off.
I know. I'm like, we need to manifest being a good reader.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Just kidding. You were great. Thank you for having me, Tyson. Obviously, I'm super grateful to be here and be on your platform, and I appreciate the time and the energy and space it takes for you to create something like this. I love how you're always combing that beard when we're on our calls.
I really am. I have to, like, Sergey is going to ask if I have my comb, and I have my comb, and then he's going to say, and so I just have to show him I have it.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit more in depth?
Okay, thanks for the intro. I appreciate it. So I am a hypnotherapist. I love that you said hypnotist. It's kind of weird hearing it that way, but it's the same thing. So just so everybody knows. And I am a high performance coach. I'm not a life coach. I don't say that I'm a life coach. I don't have that certification. High performance coaching is helping and supporting people perform on a higher level. That's all that means, whether that's with their health, with their finances, with their family life and their personal relationships, or spiritually and mentally. Okay. So that's all performance coaching really is. And then I'm also an energy healer. I am a master Reiki master. I've certified people in energy healing. I've been doing that for 6 years now. And I have a background and a history in health and wellness and nutrition and being a personal athlete myself. So I do have that history in the past. Now I like to focus on the mind, the subconscious mind. I love to focus on programming, rewiring belief systems, and getting to the core of your identity and reprogramming that identity so that you can live the life that you want to live versus just always, running in the same cycle, repeating the same patterns every year after year, and getting more into creating your life versus being a victim of your circumstances and being stuck where you are. So that's what I do for my clients. Personally, I am a mother and I love being a mother. I love my kids. I have 5 kids. They range from 21 years old in March all the way down to 8 years old, and will be 9 in March as well. So I have this wide variety of children, and I am a single mother. So I do a lot of it and have done a lot of it on my own. Super grateful for the people that have been involved, obviously over the years, because I haven't done it on my own to that extent. But as far as being the mother role, I have done a lot of it on my own. So I really love my kids. They are everything for me. They're number one, highest.
Taking a picture.
Like, should I smile? They're number one of my values. I am a mom through and through and through and through. It is so important to me. I love raising my children. And then outside of that, I am super obsessed with contrast therapy, biohacking, and doing things that I was told in the past that I wouldn't be able to do. I love nothing more in life than to prove people wrong and to do the things that have been placed upon me as limits throughout my life. And I've proven that over and over and over and over again. So that's what led me into my work. And I'll share more about that later. So that's a little bit about me.
So I prepared some questions, and I really a lot of us, especially I would say in the bearded world, primarily men, but we have a lot of women in our community. Like we have
in the bearded world, there are women with beards.
We really do. Well, no, but that's really good quality skincare, and also they love to be doing what their husbands do. And be a part of and so I would say a third, I don't know, you guys tell me, about a third of everyone, maybe a quarter, is women, and they're fantastic.
I love that.
And I love they'll DM me and it's like, my husband's beard smells so good. Yeah, it's really cute. But with that being said, for men, and I guess I would say for women too, who may be skeptical, because I was skeptical. I really, really was.
You were the most skeptical of anyone I have met, Tyson. Just so everyone is clear, you were the most skeptical.
And now I pay you.
Yeah, and now you pay me, and it works. So here we are.
It does work. That's what's crazy. I was so skeptical, but maybe that was a good thing that I was skeptical. But for those who are skeptical like I was, and how, I mean, I don't know if anyone could be more skeptical than me. What exactly is hypnotherapy, and how does it work?
Okay, so I have this beautiful list of beliefs and fears that people have that I'm just going to read off, because it's the best way to explain this, because I understand why people are skeptical. And the reason why they are is because of stage hypnosis. So when people hear,
100%.
Yeah, 100%. When people hear hypnotherapy, oh, you're going to make me do things that I don't want to do, like cluck like a chicken and all this stuff. And I'm just like, that's not what I do, but it's kind of cute. So I'm going to read these off and just kind of share what I feel like is the block for people, and the myths around being a hypnotherapist, because there are some myths, and it's the biggest driver for a lot of people. So the first one is that it's dangerous. Okay. So I'm just going to, and I send this to all of my clients. I send this to anyone that is curious. So if you want this, just drop in the comments. I can share it. It's on my Instagram, and it will just kind of help you lower your guard. But hypnosis isn't dangerous. It's powerful. It's a natural state. Okay. It's a natural state that allows your nervous system to reset and your subconscious mind to access deep healing and transformation. When it's guided safely underneath the practitioner, which is me, it becomes a tool for lasting positive change. We're talking forever, long lasting, permanent. Okay. The next thing is that we have magic powers. That one's my favorite. So there's no magic.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I do have magic powers, but it has nothing to do with hypnotherapy. So there's no magic involved, just neuroscience. Okay. And using your skill and then your intuition. So women are very intuitive. Most men know and understand this. This is not magic. It's actually, in your nervous system, in your gut. It's our primal instincts to keep our children safe. So that's all it is. But hypnosis is a practice method that anybody can do. It's something that you can do on yourself very safely, and it's not harmful. But the impact comes from how well it's applied. It's not about control. It's about connection and precision. Okay. This is another myth that people think only weak-minded people can be hypnotized. I hear that one the most. People will always come up to me and say, I can't be hypnotized. It's not possible.
I told you that.
You told me that. And you were very easily hypnotized, just so you know. So It's actually the opposite. Okay. It is the opposite of weak-minded. Hypnosis works best for focused, driven minds. Hence the reason why I work with entrepreneurs, athletes, fighters, people that need precision and accurate timing. Okay. Entrepreneurs like yourself, Tyson, people that are very, right? If you're someone who can concentrate and visualize and think deeply, you're ideal for hypnosis. Okay. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you have goals, you have a vision, you have dreams, you are the perfect candidate for hypnotherapy. It's a high performance tool for high performance people. Okay. That's what it is. Hypnosis is mind control, right? That was what you were afraid of, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with hypnosis, you're always in control. And hypnosis isn't about taking over your mind. It's about helping you access it on a deeper level yourself. If your subconscious isn't on board with what you're trying to do in life, like your goals and your dreams and your visions and how you want to live, if it's not on board, nothing happens for you. So no one can hypnotize you against your will. You have to be on board with whatever we are working on. It is physically impossible for me to hypnotize you to do anything that you don't have the willpower to do. And if I could, okay, we'll just put this out there, I'm pretty sure I would have hypnotized at least 5 billionaires to give me $1 billion a piece. And we probably wouldn't be on this call and I wouldn't be working with my clients. I would be living on an island somewhere and I wouldn't need any money because I would have, right? The last one that I'll share really quick is you can get stuck in hypnosis. You cannot get stuck in hypnosis. It's simply a relaxed, focused state. And guess what? It's one that you naturally are in when you wake up in the morning and that you naturally go into its theta brainwave state the hour before you go to bed. Hence the reason why I have you listen to what I have you listen to an hour before you go to bed, an hour when you wake up. So you're aware, you're safe, you're able to come out whenever you want to. It's not sleep. It's a supercharged state of inner awareness. That's what hypnotherapy is.
Okay. So I'm going to kind of dive a little deeper. And this is, you might not, I don't know, you might have told me this, but there's 60,000 thoughts that we have on 60,000 words a day that we think.
Yep.
90% of them are negative, and out of this 90%, 70% of them are subconscious. So subconsciously, we're giving ourselves 70%. So 30, 40, 50,000 words a day are all negative going into us that we're not even realizing that they're negative and that we're telling ourselves. So how does subconscious programming impact a man's performance or anyone's performance in business, in relationships, in leadership, just in being a dad, being a husband? Because I have noticed since, listening to affirmations, reading the book, working with you, doing the track for the morning and night, it has helped.
How? Okay, so let's think about it this way. Your brain is like a battery, okay? When you use your phone all day long, you have to plug it back in at night to recharge it, to use it the next day. You can't just not plug it in and expect to use it. So you can think of your 65,000 thoughts, 70% of them being Instagram or YouTube running in the background while your phone is shut off. It's still using battery. It's still taking up storage. It's still taking up space, and it's draining that battery throughout the day because you're just not paying attention to it. That is the subconscious mind. It's always running. It never shuts off, even while you're sleeping. And you have all of these beliefs and fears and stories and thoughts that are constantly running, draining that battery. So what would happen if we deleted all of that storage and freed up some memory? How much more could you do with your devices?
Yeah, so much more.
Your performance would increase. Why?
Why does it have to be negative though? Why is it a negative thing?
Because
like,
we are
negative.
Because we are primal, and our reptilian brain, the oldest part of our brain, has not evolved with the way that we live. We are programmed on a primal level for survival. Survival. And what is survival instincts? Let me find everything wrong in the room. Let me find everything wrong in my business. Let me find everything wrong with my marriage and my relationship. Let me beat myself up and put myself down because all of these things are wrong. I can't ever do anything right. Everything that I do is wrong. Oh, this is going to fail. This is going to fail. This is everything that I'm saying right now is describing fight or flight response. All
It's
of it.
true.
It's true. So even the I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I need to do more, I need to provide more, I need to be more. All of those things come from the survival, right? So when
Mhm.
you're programmed to survive, you act as if you act that way to survive. So what are your behaviors? Survival behaviors. They're not thriving behaviors. They're not thriving habits. They're surviving habits. You get less sleep, which is bad for your performance. You drink more energy drinks, which is bad for your performance. You put more on your plate, which is bad for your performance.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
I
don't know
don't
what
know
you're talking
either.
about.
80% of men, 80% of men in their 40s, statistics show, 80% of them between the age of 35 and 60 have higher rates of suicide. Why? Because they have too much on their plates. They don't know how to handle and lower stress inside of their bodies, which causes anxiety and depression and health issues, and they have nowhere to talk about it. And so it's the internal world, right, that are so stuck in, and that's all programming and conditioning, that this equals this. If I'm a good provider, then I'm an amazing husband. If I
So
don't
true.
provide, I'm a shitty husband. And then I have no meaning in life, right? Men need purpose.
And I have felt that. You know that. I have felt that in the past.
100%. Men need purpose and women need things to nurture and love. And so when you're so caught in your head and you're living in survival, you're sending massive amounts of cortisol and adrenaline all day long. And then it keeps you up at night. So if your cortisol doesn't dip throughout the day, those high levels actually increase your metabolic health rate to a really negative rate. So diabetes, holding on to fat, all of these things, simply because your cortisol is not lowering when you go to bed. And if it doesn't lower, it wakes you up at night, and then you don't get deep sleep, you don't recover, you don't get REM sleep, you don't drain emotional overload, right? And that begins the perpetuating cycle of mental health issues. And it really does start on a subconscious level, because 95% of who you are is subconscious. It's unconscious to your active thought throughout the day. You're not really thinking and focusing on it. That battery is just draining every day, and then it compounds, and then your body starts signaling there's an emergency. What's the
Yeah.
emergency? I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I can't focus at work. I'm not present with my family. I'm
I
not
remember
present.
you saying this to me because I just texted you, what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
exhausted all the time right now. And it
Yeah,
was not because I was in survival, it's because I was coming out of it
because you're
for
coming out
so
of
many years.
survival.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, what the crap, Felicia? Like, I am so tired. And
yeah,
I'm still out. You can see it in my eyes. And I'm getting like 7, 8 hours of sleep, and I haven't done that in years. And I'm
yeah,
just like, I'm so tired. But it's so nice not to be stressed all the time. Like
yeah.
the same crap's happening. I'm just not stressed about it, and it really does work. So I
Mhm.
will tell you this: I am a huge believer. I think I'm a believer. I push you everywhere I go now,
Yeah.
and I have a couple of things to ask. But first, Kay asked a question. She has listened to our podcast 3 times with you. She's a huge fan of yours. She said, I heard hypnosis for things for like weight loss or quit
Mhm.
bad habits. Is that something you do as well, Felicia?
Yes, it is. And I will tell you right now, this is the craziest thing, is it is easier for me to help someone and hypnotize someone to quit smoking than it is for weight loss, because weight loss is a very complex psyche issue. It comes from relationship to food, relationship to mom and dad, relationship to
Cortisol
self.
levels,
All level cortisol levels. And
which
if
is more
you're a
common.
woman, if you're a woman asking that question, I will tell you 100% right now, and I could be wrong, but it's very rare for me to be off. The majority of women are suppressing how they feel, and suppression causes you to be depressed, and that causes you to hold on to fat to create safety. It's a false sense of safety.
I have to ask a question now. Dude, we're way off topic, but you're having me squirrel because I just love this. What if you have a wife that you absolutely know? Like, there's many of us, all of us, I think, are married. Sergey's not. Um, excuse me, guys, if any of you aren't, but most of us are married.
Mhm.
And what if we can see that our wife is holding back? What if we can see that? What do we do to help
Mhm.
enlighten them and get them out of that? Because like Kay, she's amazing. Dave is amazing. That's her husband, and I know
Mhm.
Dave would love to help her. If she, like, I don't know if anything, like, I'm just going off what you said. What do
Yeah.
we do as husbands?
So what you do as husbands to create safety is be very consistent, be very disciplined, have personal boundaries with
I know
yourself.
the answer because I've asked you this before.
You know the answer, but it's about being a leader, right? Women feel safe when the man is leading and providing, and not just providing financially, but providing emotionally. And the biggest gap right now in masculine feminine relationships that are healthy in their polarity, which I'm talking about men as a leader and woman as the nurturer and the one in the home, right? That dynamic, it doesn't apply to everybody, but if you're in that dynamic, you create safety through your own emotional intelligence as a man. So I would say if you're the man, really work on your own emotional intelligence. What is your capacity to feel your own stuff, which gives you the capacity to feel and allow your wife to feel what she needs to feel without taking it personal, without getting defensive and holding that anchor for her to be in that emotional state. Because here's the problem. Women have been conditioned to suppress their emotions because if they have emotions, they are crazy or they're unstable or they're emotional. It's too much. So they suppress. Men have been taught to suppress because it equals weakness. So we have these men that are trying to feel what they need to feel. And then we have these women that are trying to feel what they need to feel. And neither of them know how to quite come together and figure out how to create that safe space where you can be human and you can be soulfully naked with each other without judgment, without resentment, and to have that authentic expression.
I'm going to ask my wife, do you want to be soulfully naked tonight?
Yeah,
see what she says.
It's so important. Right? So
I've never heard that term before. I love it.
Yeah. So for men, it's what is my capacity to feel my own stuff? If I can't let myself feel anything, and I'm like, because I've experienced this in relationships myself where the man is disconnected from his own emotional state. Therefore, he can't handle mine. He just can't.
Yeah.
It's too much for him. And then for women, it's how can I handle my own emotions and not take it out on someone, not direct it in an attacking way towards the person that I love. So it's emotional intelligence on both sides. We all need to work on how to be emotionally intelligent, how to know what we need to feel. And emotional intelligence, you guys, is being able to come back from feeling the things that you need to feel. It's your ability to feel it and to come out of it and move out of it. That's what emotional intelligence is.
Okay. She has another question. Another question. In the podcast episode, Felicia talked about when you go into fight or flight, your blood vessels leave your limbs, your blood leaves your limbs, not your vessels, that'd be freaky, and shouldn't make decisions or have important discussions in that moment. What if the conversation itself sends me into fight or flight? I always have important discussions in that state of mind.
So that means that you have a hard time with confrontation, right? It's probably pretty accurate, which means it's because you suppress how you feel and you don't want to let that cannon go, right? You don't want to let the emotions out and be seen like that. You're afraid of that. And so the fear keeps you in that fight or flight through the conversation. So I would say for you to learn how to love yourself in the emotional state. Are you able to love yourself as a woman when you're emotional? Can you love yourself when you're messy? Can you let yourself be a mess? Do you judge yourself? Are you holding yourself to the standard of perfection because you can't have emotions? Because that's the majority of women, especially in Utah. Big time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So take some deep breaths. Start regulating your nervous system outside of the hard conversations, because then you won't be as reactive chemically when you have hard conversations. And if take any moment when you're having a hard conversation, I tell this to both men and women all the time. It's okay for you to be like, hey, I am pissed right now. And I recognize that. I need 2 minutes to breathe. Let yourself do that. Ask for that if you need that. I need 2 minutes to take some deep breaths, regulate my nervous system, and figure out why I'm feeling this way. That's like step number one. We are human, right? We are here to feel. We are not here to be perfect because it's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember a conversation from a religious leader of mine, and he said, uh, "You'd never want to say anything in the heat of the moment that you'd regret." So he's like, "So, gentlemen, go outside, take a deep breath." And he's like a guy that everyone looks up to. He's like, "And brethren, I've taken many walks outside by myself because it's just like it's human nature. It's like what we do. It's like sometimes we get heated up, we get fired up. So it's smart to just calm down and then have that conversation." So I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't want to say something that you don't mean and that you're going to regret. And I'm not saying I'm not perfect at this by any means. I still have days where I'm like, okay, I'm being a little more reactive than I would like to be. What's going on in my nervous system that's causing me? I don't have the resiliency because it's a resiliency issue. I have too much packed on my plate. I have too much on my shoulders. I need to let go of a few things. I need to delegate some things. I am a high performing woman. I am a mother. I run multiple businesses. There's too much going on here. And that's why I'm being reactive. It's self-awareness and then regulating that nervous system daily. This is a daily process, you guys. This is something that should be happening
It
daily.
sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you're just like, because you know
Yeah.
you need it.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I can tell there are days where I can tell, like you say, I missed the morning, like because like today I missed the morning because I had to rush to work because I had to teach like at 7, like I had to be there,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, and I missed it, and I'm like, I can tell a difference. I
Yeah.
really can,
Yes.
and it kind of sucks.
There's too much stress right now. You guys, like, tell me one person that doesn't have stress on their plate. We
All
all
of us
do.
do,
Yeah,
100%.
we all do.
And this guy right here, his name's Chris. And he's like, if you don't have patience, because I have orifice reducers, he's like, you don't have that. He's talking about that. I don't have patience for those. All right. What are some of the most common mental blocks that us men have? Like, what do you see on a daily basis that you're just like, yeah, that's a block.
Yeah. Tying your worth to how you provide. Biggest block.
I've
Mm-hmm.
had that. I
Yep.
occasionally still have it.
Yeah. If I'm not providing the level that I want to, I'm not good enough.
So
That's what
how
it
do you
means.
get rid of that expectation? Because I remember talking when I was 30, and so I'm 46 now. When I was 30, I compared myself
Mm-hmm.
to many people my age and seeing, I'm like, oh wow, he's a doctor now. Oh wow, they have a huge home. Oh wow, like look at the car they drive. And next thing I know, I'm comparing myself and I'm just like, I suck.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that way for the longest time. And even when I met you the first time, I was feeling that way. And
Yeah.
so how do you get out, like I know now, but how do you tell
Mhm.
people how to do this stuff?
Yeah. So when you're not feeling good enough, what you have to do is you have to uphold that belief. And that's why it's important to do the subconscious work, because if you have to uphold the belief, guess what you're going to do in life? You're going to find the
Continue
proof
doing
that you're not good enough. You're going to find the proof. You know how you found the proof? You started looking at everybody else. Let me prove to myself, my subconscious identity, that I am not good enough. And let me tell you how. I don't have this. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not doing what I should be doing. And that's just it's self-harm on some level, on an emotional level, to put yourself in that box constantly and to beat yourself down, because you have to perpetuate this story that you're telling yourself that you're not good enough. So the most freeing thing you can do is realize that the majority of people that you compare yourself to don't even like themselves.
it. It's true. We'll
Oh.
go into something else in a second, but um, okay. So with that being said, uh, I don't like the word trauma. I do,
Mhm.
but like for me, it does not. It's like I know what it is, but I feel like a lot of people look at trauma and think it's more of uh, an excuse.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just like they're just using that as an excuse. What's real trauma? Like they don't know.
Right.
Because that can be anything. So, but I'm going to use the word trauma. But I just want you to kind of define what trauma is, and
Mhm.
then after that, how does one understand, how does one understand their trauma and unresolved trauma, and
Mhm.
how do you make it so it doesn't show up in everything that you do in life?
That's a really great question. So first thing, trauma is not what happened to someone. It's what happened internally to the person when they went through an experience. That's the definition of trauma. It's not what happened to you. It's what happened inside of you because of what happened to you. Okay, so when you go through a traumatic experience like a car accident, your nervous system remembers the car accident. It programs and it records the experience. And then anything that feels like that accident moving forward, it triggers you into fight or flight. And this is how PTSD is created, triggers you into fight or flight, and your body responds even though the physical thing isn't happening. So you'll have a biological response, a chemical response, neurochemical response to something that seems similar, but it's not even close. Okay. So just imagine that you're just going about your day and you smell something that reminds you of that car accident. And then all of a sudden you're in a panic out of the blue and you don't know what's going on. That's trauma, and that's PTSD from trauma. So it's very real on a chemical level, on a mental, emotional level, and even on a nervous system level. It programs memory into your tissues, into your fascia, your muscles. So think about that on a deeper level. If you have childhood trauma, like you were sexually abused, or you were abandoned by your parents, or your emotional needs weren't met, your physical needs weren't met, you didn't have food, you struggled with money, any of those needs, because we have basic human needs it's in our DNA. When you don't have those needs met, it actually programs in your nervous system, in your tissues, in your fascia, and in your memories that's normal. This is your normal. Then you grow up and you go about your life and you're wondering why you can't have anything different than what you had as a child. Right? And it's because you're programmed and wired for what's normal. Okay. So if
you keep going.
If abuse was normal to you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to pick an abusive partner and you think it's normal. You don't know that it's not normal. Right? That's why it's important to understand trauma. And that's why it's important to do the work around trauma, because just because you went through it doesn't mean that's what you deserve as an adult.
Okay. So what if something happened as a child? Say you were abandoned. Nothing physical, nothing. It's just like, family left. And you have forgiven them, and truly you've forgiven them.
Yeah.
Or let's say you even forgot about it, and so in your mind you're forgiving them, but like you said, your body doesn't forget, and it really doesn't. I've learned this. Your body doesn't forget. How do you know that that's what's causing the problem if you don't even know what the problem is to begin with?
Well, you hire a professional that knows how to see what you cannot see. That's where you start first, because we're so close to our own identity and psyches as people. I would not be where I am if it wasn't for the people that I have hired to work with me and the shamans that I have worked with, right? I just would not be. I didn't get here by myself. I don't think that's true. And I think it's a lie to say that you got somewhere by yourself. We all have someone helping and supporting. We have a mirror in front of us and a teacher. So the first step is take a look at your life. How are your relationships? Number one, your relationships say a lot about who you are and your psyche. What kind of friendships do you have? What does your marriage look like? Do your kids love you? Does your spouse love you? Do you love you? And then you go into your finances. What do your finances say about who you are? What does your health reflect about who you are? That's exactly how you find out what your subconscious identity is. That's all you have to do. You just take a look at your life. What does it look like? Therefore,
I feel like this is a therapy session for me without being a therapy session for me, because I look at my life and I've seen so much improvement in 8 out of the 10 things.
Because you're improving.
In 8 out of the 10 things.
Yeah.
And so it's just when you said that, I'm just like, okay, so what does it say about these two issues that we're talking about? And it was like,
yeah, and
so
we'll dive into that.
In my mind, I'm like, it is improving, but at the same time, I don't know. This is really cool. I hope everyone likes it. To me, this is really interesting. And
I want you to take notes on those things, and we'll come back to those in our session or next session. So just take note of those 2 things.
I know exactly.
Yeah, but I just want to share that if that's like, if you don't know what's going on within you, ask the people that love you, hey, if you were to say that pretend like we're just friends, if it's a family member or whatever, and you really love me and care about me, tell me 2 truths about myself that you think I don't want to hear.
And then you got to take it.
And then you have to receive it. And then you take those 2 truths and you start to identify what's going on inside of me that's causing this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can identify what your limits are as a man just by looking at your life. Pretty simple.
It sucks. And it's easy, but it sucks sometimes.
Well, that's the first step. First step is what can I identify?
Yeah.
It's not an invitation to be shameful and to have regret and guilt, because that's part of the cycle. That's part of the problem.
And I will say this, so I feel like, just to understand and clarify with everyone, like your hypnotherapy to me, we've never had a life, like we've never been in front of each other during a session. We've been together quite many times, but what's really working for me and what's resonating for me is the meditation for 20-25 minutes, listening to the confidence track and things that you've created, and to me that really gives me in my mind the wake up hour before you go to bed. I listen to in the sauna because I work out really late lately, and it really works for me. And I get ticked off if people talk to me now. I'm like, stop it, this is my time. But it's true. I really do.
Yeah, it's very different. But I just want to make sure I answer the question. So for men to identify what their limits and blocks are.
Sorry, yes.
Hire someone that can help you see those things. Do an assessment of your entire life on your own, by yourself. You don't need someone to do that. You can assess where you are. And you can start asking your subconscious mind, hey, subconscious mind, what am I afraid of? What are my biggest fears in life? Write those down and then ask, where did they come from? Why do I have these fears? Be curious instead of shaming yourself and putting yourself down and feeling bad for yourself. Because victim mentality never got anyone anywhere.
So what are my biggest fears? One of them is not succeeding.
Biggest fear for you is letting people down.
This is true.
Yeah, you don't want to let people down.
Yeah, and so then we found out why, and there's a lot to it. Anyway,
there's a lot to uncover there.
It still is. So what's the difference between willpower and the subconscious rewiring? Because we're talking about like hypnosis, and we're talking about going to therapy, and so understanding what we're telling ourselves. So what's the difference between like just forcing it coming through, and then understanding subconscious rewiring, which is going to therapy, doing hypnosis, and all that kind of stuff?
So willpower, they've been able to show, is an actual muscle in your brain that you can work over time. And the craziest thing is they discovered that people that were a little bit more obese had a smaller willpower muscle in their brain. People that were athletic had a larger willpower muscle in their brain. So it's a physical muscle you can work and build, just like you do in the gym. Okay. And willpower is this. People call it discipline. I don't think so. Discipline and disciple means one to follow me. Like, follow me, I'm the leader. To follow, right? So discipline to me is, I'm going to follow your lead. I'm going to do as you do. Okay. But willpower is, I don't want to do this today. How many times have you told me on the phone, Tyson, I don't want to go to the gym, but I'm doing it anyways? That is willpower. Okay. Because you are, and every time I've cold plunged, every time I've gone to the river in the middle of the winter and I didn't want to do it, I would wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. and hop in my cold plunge in the middle of the winter. Every time that I didn't, it's only the moments where I didn't want to do it and I did it anyway. That's when you grow and evolve that part of your brain. You build it to be bigger. So it's not just doing it every day. That's not true. It's doing it when you don't want to. That is willpower. Okay. Subconscious programming is, I wake up and I'm already in the program. As soon as your feet hit the floor, Tyson, you're running a program. You hit the floor, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you get dressed, you go to work, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. That's all programmed. And then you have this, I'm not good enough in the identity. I'm not worthy. I have to prove myself to be loved. I earned through this way. All of the conditioning from your childhood is running in the background, and that shows up as your actions. So it's subconscious identity first, then behaviors, belief systems, stories, behaviors, action. Action is the last manifestation of your subconscious programming. It happens long before you're aware of it. Your programming does.
No, dang. Okay, I need to ask the next question, but I was just listening to that one. Um,
Does that make sense though? Like
it
it's
does.
happening in the background at all times, and you're not consciously aware of it, and you're not thinking about it. An example really quick is I'll give me as an example because I was raised in harsh conditions and a really poor environment. There were days I went without food. My mom worked 2 jobs as a single mom. I grew up with an alcoholic, abusive stepdad that abused her in front of me and my siblings and me. I was in some of the harshest conditions you can imagine growing up. I've been homeless before as a mom, right? 3 times I've not had a home for me and my kids. I've had to live with people. I've been through the ringer when it comes to my marriage. I fought for my life to leave that marriage because it was very abusive. And I've never been a victim to my reality. Even when I was actually a victim to things, I would always take credit for it. And I've never blamed the person. And the reason is because that's what was normal to me, because that's what I watched my mom do. So in the name of my history, I should be probably a drug addict on some level, possibly homeless, most likely, and not a good mother. And everybody tells me that. My siblings tell me that. I have the go to jail free card because of my life to excuse the crappiest behavior as an adult if I wanted to. I could use my entire past and history as an escape and a blame as to why I am lacking and I'm not a good mom and why I'm homeless. I could use that. I could use my circumstances, right? I've spent the last 8 to 10 years working with myself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually on every level. And I probably 7 years ago was on food stamps. I was just in Costco. I dropped like $1,000 at Costco last week, and I'm walking out of Costco.
And you got 2 gallons of milk.
I got 2 gallons of milk for $1,000, you guys. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to celebrate myself. I'm walking out of Costco, spent this money, still doing really well financially. And I'm walking past the parking spot that I remember spending $900 in food stamps 7 years ago as a mom. And I'm walking past that parking spot and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm standing in the moment that I prayed for 7 years ago to be able to buy my kids food because it was so important to me to be able to do that. I have had to reprogram on a very deep level to be able to have that experience. Okay. Because the subconscious says what's normal for me, Tyson, is bouncing from house to house, no stability, no security, abuse, alcoholism, addiction, all of those things, abandonment, all of those things. So the fact that I do have a home that I live in, it's very nice. I've worked really hard to get to where I am. I can buy my own food now. I make really good money in my business with helping other people. I am the walking proof of the work that I have done for my clients and and my children. I'm reprogramming them constantly and their relationship with money and their relationship with their health and their relationship with themselves, right? So if I hadn't done that work, I would be statistically what I was raised around in my environment. You see this everywhere, right? You see it all the
time. One thing that you taught me, thanks for sharing that, by the way. That was really very honest and open and vulnerable. So thank you for sharing that. The one thing that you taught me, and this just, I don't know why this is kind of pertains to what you said, but they had the study about the $20 bill that was on the floor in the restaurant, and they had people who were in the survival mode, who were negative all the time, and nothing ever positive happens to me, and they walk right past the $20 bill. Then you bring the people in who are positive and always say, hey, the world's going good, it's always good for me, and every one of them saw the $20 bill. It was the same place for both people. And so it's kind of like rewiring your brain. So with that being said, how can hypnotherapy? How can therapy with how can it help men and women with anxiety, with burnout, with pressure to
Mhm.
provide?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, do you feel like you have had less anxiety since we started?
100%.
Way less. It's
Man,
actually noticeable when I'm around you.
yeah, it's what's funny is like I was telling you, like now I'm going to be a little open, and I think I'm no, I haven't told him. I said this on the podcast. I don't know if it's been, um, but but Ellie, my 16-year-old girl, or 15, she has her driver's permit. We're teaching her how to do it. So the car that I drive, it's not nothing fancy. Almost 200,000 miles on it. You know, I'm a dad, and I just buy something super cheap. Point being, I got brand new tires on, $800. They needed tires. Like I'm like, when you're driving, you're getting a free massage. I needed tires. So I went and bought tires, and I got them at Walmart because that was the best pricing for where I looked and for everywhere it was. So literally, like 4 days later, we're driving around a roundabout, and you would think my daughter would know how to just to do this, but she didn't. And she just
Mhm.
like literally just went right to the curb, and it looked like someone took a knife on the corner on the edge of my and just completely destroyed the tire.
Oh man.
And I'm like, "Okay, just frame pull over there." And so we pulled into this. There was a ditch right there,
Mhm.
and so we parked on the dirt just right over there, roundabout. And I'm like, "Okay, so let me call mom." She came and picked me up. We took the tire out, jacked it off, took the tire, took it to Walmart, and I'm like, "I just bought this. I'm just seeing if it's under warranty or anything like that." It's like, "No, you didn't buy the warranty." And I'm like, "Yeah, dang it." It's like this, so it's gonna be over $200. I'm like, "Dang it." It's just like I didn't know I should have bought it. I just didn't realize that my daughter didn't know how to turn it around roundabout as a joke.
Yeah.
And Candace was with me, and so I'm sitting here and I just look at her and I'm down. Like
Yeah.
I'm down because I just spent all this money, and I'm just like, we're not to I don't want to share too much, but it's just like I just felt like I looked at her, I'm like, God hates me. I'm
Yeah.
like,
You felt
when
defeated.
are yeah,
Mhm.
it's like, when is it our turn? Like, I'm so tired of this. We work so hard, and it's always something.
Mhm.
And Candace just looked at me and she's like, "I believe in you." She was like, "I've always believed in you, and I know you can get this done."
Yeah.
And right then and there, I'm just like, "What? What? Who is this lady?" I'm like, really, it's like
Ooh,
she's
way to go.
yeah, and like she like I'm like I know she has my back, but her saying it that way really affected me.
Yeah.
Then Walmart comes back and said, "Okay, here, just this is how much it costs." And I'm like, "It's $32." Like, "Yeah, you did just buy it a couple days ago, and we're not going to charge you to get a whole new tire."
Wow. Look at
And
that.
so,
That's some
so
magic.
yeah, and so I'm like, "There's a win."
Yeah.
And
There's a
then I
huge
started
win.
looking at it because of what, and then all of a sudden we get to the car, and I went to try to put it on, and the jack was, on the dirt with the flat tire. I couldn't put the tire on because the tire was too big for that. And I'm like, suck. And I'm sitting here getting down. I'm like, well, we're on dirt. So I just kicked the dirt out, and I'm like, there's a win. And,
Yeah.
and so it's like you have taught me to look at the other aspects. So even though there are days or moments in the day, not days, moments in the days
Mhm.
where I'm just like, suck. I
Yes.
remember, because also the people who have my back, I remember that life is good and we can see the good things because there's good things happening around us all the time. That's why we do win of the week on every Friday when I have my live. I'm like, win of the week, because it's important to me that everyone knows that they have,
Yeah.
no matter how hard their life is, they have a win.
Yeah.
Well, the long story short, it's going better.
Yeah. It's going really great. And what's really cool is it's not this let's ignore reality and be overly optimistic about everything. It's understanding that if things change based off of the way that you look at it, then change the way you look at it because things do change. They do.
Hmm.
Our perception of the world creates our world. It's the way that we choose to look at things that creates that for us. So this is, and I watched the Tony Robbins video talking about this specifically, and it was pretty life changing. He was interviewing, or no, it was a podcast interview of Alex Hormozy. If you guys haven't
You
watched it, you
said
need to
that
go
to me.
watch
I
it.
loved it. If
He
anyone wants it, she sent it to me. I can send it to you guys.
It is so good. He coached Alex Hormozy through that whole entire interview. It was really a session for Alex. And what Tony Robbins taught him was that Alex is so used to suffering for the things that he wants in life that he has forgotten and doesn't know what it feels like to have joy and happiness be a driver. The majority of people on the planet are driven by pain. They're driven by suffering. They're driven by sadness. And trust me, I know this deeper than anybody I've ever worked with. I have lived a life of suffering and pain. I have had to intentionally program how to be happy and see things differently to exist on the planet. I've had to do that work. And so if it doesn't support feeling good and it only supports feeling bad, at some point you have to start asking yourself, do I just enjoy feeling bad? Because it's a choice, right? It is a choice. I'm not saying don't feel what you need to feel. Please do not mistake what I'm saying. I want you to feel what you need to feel, but the majority of our emotions are actually secondary emotions. And
Curtis Morley calls them counterfeit emotions.
Counterfeit, they're fake. And it's because we have conditioned and been programmed to be in the pain and to be in the suffering when there's all of this opportunity for happiness and joy and presence in our life and to create a feeling of peace within us, right? It's available for everybody. And it does require that you work on yourself. It does require that you change your perception and the way that you look at the world, which means you need to look at your identity. You need to look at what your stories all are and the way you talk about yourself and the way you think about yourself. What do you say about yourself when nobody's looking, right? What do you say about yourself in the mirror? What are you thinking about yourself daily? Those are the things that we go into when I'm working with people is, hey, you look great on camera and you have a beautiful business and you're a high performer and you're an entrepreneur, but how do you really feel about yourself on the inside? Because that's going to show up somewhere in your life and it's going to catch up to you. You can only wear the mask for so long until the mask gets too heavy to hold.
I love this. I'm so glad that people are listening to this, and it's just really cool. We have like 8 minutes left. Like this went so fast. I'm going to ask one last question that I really like out of all these questions that are prepared. Like I have like 20 more, but and then I'll give you like whatever else you want to say, and then we can part ways. But okay, so there's men.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for women. Men, fathers, you're talking about how money and status really kind of gives us our identity with how we provide for our family.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does true performance look like beyond money and status?
Your ability to be present and grounded as a man, which means you're not in fight or flight, you're not overthinking, you're not worrying, you're not stressed out. You are able to be fully present in any given time. That is very reflective of somebody who's done the nervous system regulation work, the belief system identity work, the physiological, like they're in the gym, they're committed to being healthy, they sleep well, they eat well, they train well. Believe it or not, all of those things actually are healthy for you, and they're not negative stressors, because there's positive stressors and there's negative stressors. A positive stressor is working out in the gym because it lowers stress, right?
Oh, 100%.
100% helps you relieve
like
stress.
I have to work out now. Like I have to.
Yes. If you're a man and you're not working out, I hate to break it to you, you are doing yourself a disservice and you're overloading your stress system. You need to be working out. I'm not talking about overtraining, and I'm not talking about you have to be in there for 2 hours. I'm talking about intentional time for yourself in the gym, tearing your muscles so that they can repair, so that you can lower stress. That's
Can I ask one other question? Because I feel like when you were just talking about being fully present, I think that's amazing. It feels like everything that you said is as I am working on those things, the money and the status kind of happen automatically. Is that the case, or am I just?
Yes, it is a byproduct of nervous system regulation. And I'll tell you all a little secret that I've learned over the years working with very, very wealthy people. My coach is one of them, and he's taught me a lot. Your ability to hold wealth is based off of your ability to regulate your own nervous system, to help your nervous system regulate itself, and to train your nervous system and your identity for success and wealth. If you haven't done that, and you have money coming in and money going out, money coming in and money going out, and you don't have a good relationship with it on a mentally emotional level, you will lose it. You'll do well and then lose it, and do well and you lose it, because on some level you don't feel good enough. On some level it's based off of your performance instead of your relationship with yourself. And then on some level it's really just all you know. You're programmed for what's familiar. If you want something different, you have to train, you have to brain train, you have to body train your chemistry for abundance, for success, for wealth, because it's not your past. Just like me, my past is suffering and pain and abuse. I've had to train my nervous system and my brain and my RAS and everything to see a different world, to have different opportunities, to do things differently than what I was raised with.
So we had Brock on 2 weeks ago, and you know Brock well. Like, we love Brock.
He's so awesome.
Yeah, we were just together with Brock, you and me and him. We have such a cool group of people. We really, really do.
I'm great. I'm great.
Tomorrow's going to be great. Tomorrow's going to be great. Are you going tomorrow? Yeah. Yeah, the X room. So I'm losing my train of thought. I will get to your question real quick, but the one that I have, shoot, you said something.
Oh, you're talking about Brock. You said,
Yeah, Brock said money value, or money is attracted by value. So when you value yourself, money will come to it. And I'm just like, dang. And then you were explaining the same thing. I'm like, it's kind of like you guys know what you're talking about.
Yeah. You know what my coach told me? You will ask for people to match the value in the way you value yourself, not in how you think they value you. It's based off of how you value yourself. So as a coach and a hypnotherapist and working with people, I've increased my prices based off of what I value my own work at and how I value me. And if I value myself on a high level,
sorry,
right?
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But if I value myself on the higher level, people are going to feel that and they're going to match that. Right?
That's a little bit of skin in the game too.
Yeah.
It makes us work on it.
100%. Because if you don't value you, why should anybody else value you? It just doesn't compute in my mind. Like, if I don't love me, I want everybody else to love me, but I can't even love myself.
Yeah.
It's an internal world. Our internal world creates our external world through our nervous system.
Right? So I just think it's funny because you, Ken, Brock, and me were just doing Full House just a couple of days ago, and she's like,
I met Ken, right, for the first time. Yeah, he's with us, great. Yeah.
Okay. So Kay wants to know, Felicia, do you do virtual sessions?
Yes, I have a lot of clients all over the US and other countries. So I do 100% virtual. I do in person if it's necessary, but I don't have to do in person.
We're doing in person tomorrow, right?
We are doing it tomorrow.
Yeah. First one.
He's so excited. Little does he know that. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm going to go do stand up. I'm going to do open mic night, and then we're going to do it after that. It'll be fun.
Yeah,
so,
I'm excited.
Oh, I came up with a new joke. I know it has nothing to do with anything, but I think it's going to be hilarious.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm excited to hear it.
But anyway, the floor is yours. You have a few more minutes. Is there anything that you would like to discuss or talk about for the next few moments? And also, as you guys can see, please look at the banner below. So if there's something that Felicia just shared with you, or that you want to contact Felicia and ask her questions, or like to work with Felicia, go to Instagram and Felicia_unfiltered, and just reach out to her that way. I mean, I didn't give them your phone number. I didn't think you would want me to, but please feel free to reach out to her. And she's she'll answer you. She's really good at that.
I
So,
will.
all right,
I'm on it.
thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you, Tyson. For one, I really appreciate you. I just want to tell you thank you. You have connected me with some amazing clients, and I'm super grateful. I'm excited to work with them. And it's been really cool to see your shifts in your journey. Like the first time Tyson and I met, I legit almost had him crying in the locker room at Flow House at events in front of like all these people. And he was like, "How are you doing this?"
It's so true.
So it's been really cool just to watch your transformation and see it coming to life. And that's my favorite part about what I get to do with people. But I'm very inspired just because of my life and what I've gone through and the way that I have had to transform on a deeper level to create what I have. So I just want to share like the biggest thing that I've learned over the last 10 years of working on myself is authenticity is always the loudest energy in the room. And I'll tell you why. Authenticity says to someone, not only am I comfortable being myself, but I'm also okay with whether or not you accept that. Because how I see myself is how I see the world around me. If I know that I'm a loving person and I'm kind, anyone can say anything they want about me and it will not resonate because I know myself and I love myself and I trust myself. So it's very dangerous for us as a society to be inauthentic because we are not being honest with ourselves. We don't know who we are, right? And then we're not listening to our intuition. We're not guided by our own internal compass. We're allowing other people to make decisions for us. And I think it's a really dangerous place for anyone to be psychologically, mentally, emotionally, to not be themselves at all times. And the reason why this vibration has been proven to be louder than love. Love is great. Love is a beautiful vibration and energy. Authenticity is a louder energy. The reason why is it's because love, I can love you all day long and not love myself. We've proven that. But me loving myself is authenticity because I've accepted who I am. I love myself for who I am. I'm not people pleasing anyone. I don't control how other people feel and view me. And that is the most freeing energy on the planet. There are no constraints. There's no weight holding you down because you're not upholding a mask and a character to try and control how other people feel. So if you're struggling to be authentic, I guarantee it comes from your childhood. I can guarantee it stems somewhere in your inner child when you're still trying to prove yourself to be loved and accepted by other people versus internally loving and accepting yourself for who you are.
I think that's funny because you just talked to me about this with one of my posts. And what's funny is I lost probably 20 people from that post. like they unfriended me. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, it was funny though.
Yeah, but guess what? You can't.
I've lost really who I am.
I've been through it, and I've lost some very close friends for being my authentic self, for saying this isn't okay, for having boundaries, for communicating what I feel like I deserve in friendships and relationships. It's okay. We're so afraid to lose that fear of loss, right? But actually, you don't lose anything that really does love you the way that you love you. In fact, boundaries bring the people that love you closer to you, and the people that don't love you further from you. So why wouldn't you want that?
You have 5 minutes to answer a question from Sergey.
Yes.
Okay. Sergey says, how do you go about keeping yourself grounded while also paying attention to your self-worth and being tuned to your hopes and dreams? Hope that makes sense.
Yes. So what's going on is you've connected in your mind that things are connected when they're not connected. You have the ability to have it all. You think it's either this or that in your mind. So we have ways of thinking in our operating systems, and one of them is this or that. So if you read that sentence out loud, what he's saying is, I can't have it all. I'm going to have to sacrifice something to have something. But that's actually not true. What is true is you can have all three of those things. You can be grounded every single day. You can have the clarity around your hopes and dreams, and you can take action every single day towards that. They're not constraints, and one's not pulling from the other. They actually can all coexist together. So changing that thought pattern and understanding how you think about the world, black or white, this or that, which is the majority of the planet, right? I can't be a good mom and have a successful business. That's either or. I have to have one or the other.
Awesome.
But that's not true. Because I know I've been able to do it. So it's same thing for me. You can stay grounded. How do you stay grounded? Be present in your body, regulate your nervous system, go outside and touch the earth in the morning with your bare feet, do a cold plunge, do some breath work, do the sauna, workout. All of those things ground your energy. All of those things do. Do a meditation in the morning. Start your day being grounded and present, and then you can own the rest of the day. For sure.
So thank you so much. I know you have to work with a few people that I introduced you to tonight. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm going to ask him, like, how'd it go? What'd you guys talk about?
I'm so excited. Yeah. It's been great already. I'm stoked. So.
But thank you so much for taking time. And again, if you need to talk to Felicia, or you would like to work with her or talk with her, just reach out to her on Instagram at Felicia Unfiltered. And seriously, thanks so much for being here. Appreciate everything you do.
Tyson. I appreciate you doing this. You're so awesome.
But everyone, have a wonderful night. We'll see you Friday talking beards and all things grooming. So we'll talk to you soon.